If it's got 4 wheels, we're talking about it.
Hey everybody, we're the 16-bit brothers. This is Masturbators. Tonight we're going to talk about our favourite racing game.
Mystery guest again?
Yeah.
We've got a mystery guest, very special, as usual.
Always special.
We're sure you'll love him.
Yeah, we do.
Kick us off, I think, will be Johnny tonight.
Yeah, let's get straight into it.
Well, I'm not much of a racer, if I'm honest.
No shit.
But my favourite racer is Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo 64. The Nintendo 64 was my first Nintendo console. I'd always been a Sega boy before then. Mum and Dad bought us the Sega Mega Drive, which was a family console. But the Nintendo 64 was the first console I bought with my own money. I had it in my own room, and when I was really looking forward to playing a Mario Kart game, and when Mario Kart 64 came out, I absolutely loved it. The multiplayer on it is absolutely fantastic. Obviously the Nintendo 64 has 4 ports, so getting 3 other mates and playing that on multiplayer is just fantastic. I've totally completed the game, back to front, finished all the courses and all the different sort of.
You get a special screen, don't you?
And yeah, if you do that, you unlock reverse mode. All the courses reverse
mirroring.
Yeah, and you get like a different title screen, which is like a sunset. I didn't play the battles as much as I did do the races, but I used to have a friend round and we used to bet money on a race, so we'd play it, I don't know, like 50p or something, and whoever won would like win 50p, and then we'd race again to try and win the money back and stuff, and we used to do that for hours and hours and hours. Absolutely love the game. So play it today when I get the chance.
I had a few races in mind, what I wanted to pick, but the one I've picked is the one that I've put the most time into. I'm a bit like Johnny now, and I don't play a lot of racers these days, but I did back in the day. The one I have put the most time into is Sega Rally on the Sega Saturn. As soon as you put it on, it's the controls. The controls are so smooth, so tight.
Yeah.
That basically what I ended up doing is the first level is a desert level, and you pick your car, and all I would do is time trial on the first level, and I'd spend hours and hours and hours shaving tenths of a second off my time, and then you'd be racing your Ghost. And I just remember getting back from school, putting Sega Rally on, and basically spending so long just trying to perfect my drive on that. I obviously played all the other tracks, and it's a fantastic game. You know, there's not many tracks on the game actually, but you don't need them.
I like the Dreamcast version as well.
Yeah,
it's very good.
I didn't think that I would like the Dreamcast version better than this, and I don't, but it's very close.
Yeah.
You just got to get used to the controls. But this, it's completely and utterly a joy to control, and just spending that time, it doesn't ever get boring.
No,
it's fantastic.
Well, it's iconic.
Yeah. So anybody that's not played it, it's well cheap. You can pick it up for nothing, more or less.
A couple of quid on eBay.
Yeah. So pick it up, have a go.
I had a couple of games in mind for this one. Obviously I was an Amiga child, so they were both on the Amiga. The first one that obviously isn't my choice was Super Hang-On. Brilliant bike racing game. The music on it's absolutely brilliant.
I had that for Mega Drive.
I did as well.
I played it recently on the Amiga and it's not as good as I remember, but listening to all the old songs, it's just...
You get to pick the songs, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like a bit like Outrun like that.
I mean, there's one of them called Winters Summer. Right. That used to be my favourite. Anyway, that's not my pick. My pick is Stunt Car Racer. Stunt Car Race is the first game I ever did a system link with. It came out in 1989, so I would have been about 7 or something like that. Yeah, not even that. But me and my brother both had an Amiga. We used to link up and play Stunt Car Race together, which was just unbelievable at the time. Never experienced anything like it. So we just used to absolutely hammer it. I love the game. There's no music to it, so
it's like a realistic simulator, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the controls are really good on it. Really responsive, and the graphics at the time as well. It's really 3D. It's quite blocky, but
polygons, isn't it?
It really makes you feel like you're moving with the car and things like that.
The way the screen cracks.
Yeah. Well, you've got it's your car at the top, and when it goes all the way to the end, it says wreck.
Right.
But yeah, it's one of my all-time favourite games. I can always go back to that game and put it in and play it for.
Can you make your own tracks?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
No. We're getting mixed up with another game.
Yeah, because I remember a game similar to that.
Hard driving, I think.
Yeah, where you could make your own. You could make loops and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
And it was a similar kind of game.
Yeah, I can't think.
I don't think there is a loop in some car race. There's a big drawbridge and stuff like that, and the ski jump and stuff like that.
Cool.
But still, absolutely love that game. So that's my
choice.
pick.
I don't really like racing games.
Well, I don't care what these three say. I absolutely love racing games, so I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah, this is probably why we are doing it.
Well, I love racing. They're switch off gaming really. You don't have to put a lot of time into it. Once you got used to the controls, you can just sit down, you can race, you can let off some steam, smash other people up. Love them. So there's many games that I want to pick, but I've settled on one. I was gonna pick Mario Kart on the SNES just because I absolutely love that game. Spent hours and hours and hours on it. But I'm not gonna pick that. I'm gonna go with a classic arcade game that's now it's available on Xbox 360 as well in the arcade on the live.
Took it down.
Have they?
Yes. Because I'll give it away if I say it, but it's now not on it.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to go for Outrun. I've got it on the Xbox, and this is the Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, but it's also got Outrun SP on it, which is the arcade game that you go into arcades now and see that you can sit down and drive. But basically, I bought this, played it on the controllers. It plays absolutely wonderful. But I recently picked up a steering wheel with pedals, and it plays exactly like it would do on the arcades. So I can sit down and play it with this, and it's absolutely amazing. You can drift around the corners. You can basically play it as you would in the arcades without spending £2. So. Yeah. It's brilliant, love it. It controls.
Struggle with them is when you're in the arcade, you can really go like that, and
you can't do it with them.
So,
yeah, but it's good.
And that's what the best bit about it is. Mate, you can just drive the car.
I like the original Outrun as well in the arcades.
Yeah,
we all played it at Expo, didn't we?
Yeah,
in the Arndale.
And that's where I picked it back up again because I used to play it. I used to play it when it was on the Mega Drive and did they have a Master System?
Master System out of Outrun.
Yeah, I used to play it on that when I used to go to my cousin's house, and it's a brilliant game.
Right, so it's time for our special guest. This guy knows a thing or two about racers. He loves his racers, among other things.
He knows a thing or two about pretty much everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, he knows his game. He's very good.
He's one of the first relationships we developed in it on YouTube,
and the first YouTuber we ever met.
Yeah.
So you probably know who it is from that. He gave us a massive shout out when we're on about 100 subs.
Yeah.
And it is NinjaBearHug.
Stu.
Hey you guys, how you all doing? I've got to admit, this came as a bit of a shock to me. I was just sat happily minding my own business at work the other night, gets a text message from Danny, and basically they were asking me how I'd feel about masturbating with you guys. You know, I'm a bit apprehensive still. I've never done it in front of an audience, but I'm going to give it a good shot. I'd love to have come over there and, you know, I'd like good masturbate in person with you all, but I'm afraid you're just going to have to make do with this. I just haven't been able to find the time. I'm sure, as you know, you get older, married, kids, work, everything gets in your way and you just find it harder and harder to squeeze a good masturbate into your life. But I found a bit of time, so here we are. And you really couldn't have picked a better question for me. I absolutely adore racing games. I see racing games as my RPGs. A lot of people really enjoy playing RPGs, leveling the characters up. Doesn't do it for me. But yet give me a car and say, go drive that round the same track all week and level it up. I'm quite happy to do that. So racing games, they're my time soakers. I have spent hours and hours and hours of my life just sat levelling cars up. And I don't think I'll ever get bored of it. I do tend to veer away from that kind of game nowadays, Gran Turismo, stuff like that, because I know I do not have enough time in my life. But when I thought about what's my favourite racing game, Need for Speed, Burnout, Gran Turismo, all brilliant games that have soaked up many months of my life. But it came down to 2 racing games, and picking between them was a difficult choice for me. It came down to Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong Racing. I love the N64, one of the best consoles ever made in my opinion, and I've wasted so many hours of my life playing these games. Originally I had Mario Kart 64 and I finished it quite quickly. It's not that hard a game, did all the time trials, stuff like that. Still, it was the most played multiplayer game in my house. Probably on a par with GoldenEye, but I think Mario Kart took it. But one day I was out in town, I saw Diddy Kong Racing, this copy of Diddy Kong Racing, in the shop. I thought, I'm going to buy that. And I was absolutely blown away by this one. Brilliant, brilliant game. It doesn't feel like you're playing a racing game, it feels like you're playing a platformer or an adventure game. Because not only have you got to win races, you've got to collect stuff on the way. And on top of that, you start off in a free roaming world where you've got to find stuff, balloons and shit like that, so that you can open up further parts of the game. And it really dragged me in. The whole feel of the game, it really is brilliant. On some of the tracks, you've got to go searching around in the background and find keys to open up other parts, like multiplayer levels and stuff like that. And it's just, it's brilliant. It's such a good game. It just sucks you in. If you've never played it, I just implore you to go out now and play it, because it's not like any other racing game you've ever played. It's brilliant. On top of that, you're not only driving a car, you've also got a hovercraft and a plane. And at first, you'll go onto a level and you think, this level's a bit shit designed. Track 1. You're going round in a circle basically. But then, you go into time trial mode and you'll do it in your hovercraft or in your plane, and you'll find little nooks and crannies that you don't actually see the first time you go around the track. But they're designed just for flying a plane through and stuff like that. And it opens up a whole new layer of the game. Each level you can play with different vehicles and you've got to take it at different turns and stuff. It's brilliant. They've not thought about it just as this is the floor. They've thought about it as a whole environment, each level. And it's just mind-blowingly good. Such a good game and so addictive. Simple things like opening up hidden characters. One of them is a rooster. You've got to drive around until you find a frog that's got rooster feathers on it. You've got to drive over that frog. Believe me, it is not as simple as it sounds. He bounces all over that little shit. But eventually you'll hit him, you'll drive over him, and you've got a new character, a rooster. On top of that, there's another hidden character, TT. Took me ages and ages to unlock him. You've got to beat every course record in time trial mode. And then you get TT as a playable character. And he's shit, he's not even worth opening up. But you've just got to do it. You feel so sucked into the game. You just want to beat it 100% and smash it. And then when you've done all that, you get to do it all again in reverse, meta mode. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about the game. I love it, easy as. It's been nice to make this video for you guys. Hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to come over and we can masturbate in person. Who knows? Anyway, see you soon.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
It's a very good game.
Yeah, fantastic.
It is. Some people think it's the best racer on the N64.
Yeah,
I actually like it better than Mario Kart.
Yeah, I do. It is very good.
Yeah, because it's just got a story to it. It's really good controls. It's a racer and there's substance as well.
You've got the variations of the vehicle.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Someone
Fantastic.
suggested it in Nostalgia Nights as well.
Yeah.
So we might even be playing it.
We might be playing it, yeah. So thanks a lot, Stu. That's fantastic. And thanks to everybody that did a video response to us again.
Just on Stu, I mean, perhaps by any chance you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's got a great channel. He does a show called the SMS Quest, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's trying to complete every single Master System game.
He'll do it.
He's got every Master
He'll
System.
do it as well.
Yeah.
He'll smash it.
He will. And he's also doing at the moment a 52 game challenge, which he's promoting on Twitter.
Yeah.
Finish 52 games in a year. You're taking part in it.
I'm taking part, yeah.
It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved in that,
Stu's already, he's on 10.
Something like
I
that.
think
just on 10
he
today.
did his 10th game today, and we're in January, so
Yeah, he's ahead of schedule.
He'll do it.
Oh,
After
yes.
year one.
Are you on 4 or 5?
I'm on 5. So, yeah, it's all good.
What are your games?
Making good progress. Yeah, Tearaway, Mega Man on the NES, which I'm really proud about because that is a hard game to beat. WrestleMania Challenge on the NES, Gremlins 2 on the NES, and Monster in My Pocket on the NES. I'm having a bit of a NES fix in a minute. Because basically, the reason why it's such a good idea is because it makes you play your games, if you know what I mean. You'll pick it up, you'll get stuck, and you're like, sod it, I'll move on to something else, but it makes you stick with the game. And
It's a great idea if you want to get involved in it. I'm sure Johnny will put a link in the description to Stuart's Twitter. That's where he does it all. You send a picture of you, the completed screen and yourself, or your name, or like that. So, but there's more details on his Twitter. So, yeah, check that out.
So thanks for the video responses from last time. We had quite a few in, didn't we?
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them.
And again, if you want to do a video response, and obviously we want to see them, and you can put them in the comments below. You just basically copy the link of the video, put it in the comments, and it actually says the name of the video, and people who look down the comments can see it. And by all means, you know, once you've watched our video, a couple of days, click back, and there'll probably be a few video responses. Hopefully, if we get some responses.
You can also put it on Facebook if you like. Dave, I'm a Game Geek, did that. We all saw it that way. So do what you want.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another mass debate. I'm off. So you get some cabbage.
Until then, keep on masturbating! Jesus Christ!
That weren't a boring ending.
That's the ending.
I'm off to get cabbage! Until then,
Please
I keep on masturbating!
Johnny?
No, please don't.
Johnny
use
had to pull a really funny face after he said it. You've got to use it.
Please don't use that.
Use it.
Why do you want to use it? Why are you doing stuff like that?
Sick of looking stupid all the time.
Well, don't look stupid then!
Who's had a shat in the toilet? Disgusting! Imagine you walking in now.
But the Nintendo 64 was the first console that I bought myself with my own money. And he was looking at me like that.
Who did it?
So I'm trying to carry on with the
Do it again, Ken.
On the, it's kind of like this. It's tipping the scales. I don't know which one to pick, but I do have a favourite, but I've got a different favourite. If you know what I mean. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I have no idea what you were.
You're not picking your favourite.
Kind of like this.
I'm kind of like, what? Was it Donkey Kong Bongo?
Yeah.